first guest tonight is an Emmy and Golden Globe nominated actress and producer you know from shows like Westworld and from her work in movies such as Selma, Creed, Hedda, Sylvie's Love, and the Marvel Cinematic Universe. She will be starring on Broadway in The Fear of 13 at the James Earl Jones Theater. Previews begin this Thursday, March 19th. Please welcome to the show, Tessa Thompson, everyone. First time here.
I know, which is crazy. This has been a long time coming,
I know.
hasn't it?
I'm delighted that it's finally happening.
Same, me too.
And it's very delightful as well that you're on Broadway, making your Broadway debut. Oh, you haven't seen the playbill?
No, I haven't seen it in person. Ah!
Is that like dawning? I mean, I would imagine like this might be the week where it like is all feeling very real because Thursday is the first time an audience sees it.
Yeah, and this makes it feel even more real. I guess I got to do it now.
Yeah.
I just came from rehearsal. I was we're rehearsing down the street at the James Earl Jones Theater. And yeah, it's feeling very real.
And are you at that place where you're so excited that an audience is finally going to see it, or are you like one more day?
Yeah, I'm like 1 more hour. But no, to me the audience is like the next character.
Yeah.
You know, like imagine doing your show without these people.
I know it's no party. It's no party.
No, it's no
party. And
you
started in theater. I mostly know you from film and television, obviously. But you did. You were in a wonderful film called Hedda last year, and that, you know, is obviously based on a play. Was making that like one of the inspirations to maybe like getting on stage?
Totally. I was like, I gotta get back in a play. I haven't done a play in 10 years. It's where I started, so it kind of feels like home. And also the process of making Hedda, we sort of rehearsed it like a play. We rehearsed for weeks, and we got really close as a company, and I just really missed that.
This is your Broadway debut.
Yeah.
It's also your co-star Adrienne Brody's Broadway debut. Like, it's very interesting to me because one might say, like, oh, let me make my Broadway debut with somebody who's been in, like, a ton of Broadway plays. But both of you guys are going in together.
Yeah, bad idea, maybe, huh? No, we'll be okay. I mean, he did the play in London on the West End, so he has done it before. But I think we're just so excited to get up there. And we have an amazing cast that has been on Broadway before. We're supported by an amazing director that has done it. So thankfully, you know, we're the newbies.
It's not everybody's first.
Yeah, it's not everybody's first rodeo. But it's so cool. It's an exciting time. I went to see Dog Day Afternoon the other day. My co-star John Bernthal.
Congratulations on your wonderful Netflix show.
Thank
An incredible
you so
year,
much.
His and hers.
Thank you. Yeah.
So what a cool thing. When you guys were making that show, did you both know you were about to go do Broadway shows? Oh, that's very cool.
Well, he knew. I wasn't sure, but I had the itch to do a play, so I knew I was going to do it. I didn't know which it would be yet.
Yeah.
He knew he was doing Dog Day because he's been working on it for like 5 years. So
That's
it was
fantastic.
so cool. But I think what I'm learning is everyone's terrified in the best way. It's like the most electrifying thing. Every day I go to rehearsal because we're at the James Earl Jones, and there's this big picture of James Earl Jones himself. And I'll be like running late, and I'll stop, and I just touch it, and I'm like, thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. It's like it's become my ritual.
Whenever the director can't find you, they're going to be like, she's with James.
Yeah. It'll be like before the first preview, I'll just be in front of James, like, help.
And they're just going to like walk over there like, it's time to say goodbye to James.
I take James on stage with me. They're like, ma'am?
Just because you mentioned your co-star John, and you know, obviously Adrienne's about to co-star. The Oscars for Sunday night. Michael B. Jordan, your co-star from the wonderful Creed movies. I can't even imagine what's that like.
It was so exciting because Adrienne left rehearsal to go there, and I knew that he was presenting to Best Actor, and I almost was like, Adrienne, you know, you better make this happen.
Oh, did you almost like slip him a 50 and like, Michael B., whatever it says, Michael B., what you're reading. Yeah.
Exactly. But thankfully, he didn't need my help. It was already happening. But I was so excited for him, and just, I'm like over the moon for him and for Ryan and everybody.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
It's a very cool thing. This process of like doing a play again, Did it come back quickly? Did you find that, like, oh, I'm really good at learning lines, or was it like a muscle that hadn't been exercised in this way
Oh,
for a
that's
while?
interesting. No, it came back pretty quickly. I know I've heard that thing where people are like, I don't know what to do with my hands.
Right.
But it came back quickly. The thing I'm still trying to figure out, and maybe you can help me with this, is like, what is your ritual before you come and do the show here?
Right.
SNL, like, do you have a pre-show? What's your
I mean,
vibe?
it's nice here because I come back and say hi to the guests beforehand.
Yeah,
But
you-
like, yeah, you don't have that going for us. So before every show, I think before every show, because you established it's close, just come
Yeah.
over here and say hi to me.
To you?
Yeah.
Well, good thing it's close.
Maybe we'll meet halfway.
Do you mind?
Maybe our ritual is we'll just pass each other. But every time we have to pretend like it's a coincidence. We're like, oh!
Oh. What are you doing here?
And then maybe that'll be a thing. Word will get out, and then like tourists will just stand there like, this is the corner where they pretend to meet.
Listen, you're gonna eat your words because I'm superstitious. So now I'm like, we should probably do that.
This is a play about Adrian plays someone who is wrongfully incarcerated.
Yeah, it's a true story.
It's a true story. And you play basically a volunteer who sort of helps him find his freedom.
Yeah, it's this incredible story of this man, Nick Yaris, who was incarcerated in Pennsylvania and in Philadelphia for 22 years for a crime he didn't commit. He was exonerated in the early 2000s after the advent of DNA evidence, but before then he was there, and he met over the time that he was there a prison volunteer who was a young woman who was interested in abolition, and they eventually fall in love.
Oh.
Which I would say is a spoiler, except we shot a thing, so I think you get the sense.
Yeah. This doesn't. This looks like a person who's maybe fallen in love.
Yeah, the tear, that's what love will do to you. Totally.
It's very intense. Obviously, this is not the lightest play.
No, but it has moments, funnily, I think that's the thing that struck me about it when I read it and made me really want to do it is, it's obviously about something that is true, but there are many Nick Yarises. There are tons of
Right.
people that are incarcerated in this country for crimes they didn't commit, or there's a miscarriage of justice. And then there are tons of spouses that have their, partners behind bars. But inside of it, you still have to find, time to love and laugh and joke, and that's the nature of being human. So actually, the play is quite funny sometimes, and sweet and moving and all the things.
You talked about the pre-show ritual. Have you thought
Yeah.
about like your post-show? How do you decompress? Because that's the part
Yes.
that I can't imagine, like doing a very intense Broadway show every night and then what you do like right after.
I know. I've been trying to be good about that. So I've been getting body work. There's this guy who's like a guru for a lot of people on Broadway.
Got it.
And nothing funky. No funny stuff. And he
I
just-
will say, like, body work became. I feel like nobody said body work until like 8 years ago, right?
Okay.
No, but I'm just saying, like, I allow them. I mean, I think when they think
There's
about
some
it,
grace.
yeah, I'm giving them grace on the term body work.
Okay.
But in 2 years, we have to be cool with it.
This is massage, okay,
Yeah.
everybody? But he was like, what do you do to wind down?
Yeah.
He's like, what do you do like to turn your brain off? And I was like, oh, I don't do that. I just keep it moving.
Yeah.
Especially learning lines. But he suggested reality television.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I went home that night as an experiment, and I was like, I'm just gonna watch one episode. And then I watched every episode.
Of all reality television?
No, but I'll get there
Did you
soon.
pick
don't
one?
You worry.
What did you decide to start with?
I watched the new America's Next Top Model.
Okay, gotcha.
Has anyone seen it?
No.
Okay, well, the night is young.
But like, wait till this is over. Don't just like go. Don't just flip away now.
But I don't think that's going to be my routine because what I realize is I'm not very good at moderating how much
yeah.
of it I take in. Do you
Right.
know what I mean? So it's going to be something else.
It is interesting when someone's like, "You got to decompress." So here's what you're
Yeah.
gonna do: watch one episode of television. You're like, "No, you already don't know who I am." Like that's.
No, I know, but before I would allow myself to watch something, but it had to be related to the material. So I was watching like a lot of prison documentaries.
Yeah.
Alabama Solution, though, everyone
What
should
an
see
incredible
it.
film.
An incredible
Just
film.
truly one of the best films
People
of
should
last
see
year.
it. Or I would spend time. There are like places. There's it's really beautiful. You can write a prisoner. So there's writeaprisoner.com, and you go online and you can see all these prisoners to write to. And I spent a lot of hours scrolling that.
That's fantastic.
It was cool. I mean, but that's not really decompressing.
Yeah, no, that I was gonna say. That's not like super chill.
No. So I need to find something super chill. Maybe I'll get into like walking.
Yeah.
It's a good city for that.
It's a great city for walking.
and then
It's
I'll walk and meet you.
Yeah. Oh my God, we'll come full circle.
Wherever
I mean,
you
I got it.
are.
We got it. Just make sure you confirm with me ahead of time. I don't want you walking around 30 Rock being like, Seth?
Right. Just anywhere in New York. Seth, are you
She's
here?
like, oh, she's not from here. She thinks everybody's everywhere. Congratulations in advance.
Thank you so
Break
much.
a leg, first night of previews, and thanks so much for being here. It's
Thanks
so
for having
wonderful
me.
to finally have you. You guys, Tessa Thompson, everyone, The Fear of 13. Begins previews at the James Earl Jones Theater this Thursday, March 19th, and opens on April 15th. We'll be right back with Steve Zahn.